Hey everybody, Lex DeVille here, back for another lesson. In this one, we're going to be talking about what the client needs from your proposal. So, when it comes to proposal writing, when a client opens your proposal, they're going to see it in this list. They see it in a list, and it's in a list with a bunch of other people, and Upwork's kind of got these different algorithms that helps them make a choice. They say, this person is a good fit for you, this person is a good fit for you, these are the best matches for you. Usually, that stuff is all wrong. In my experience as a client, those things are usually wrong. The people that Upwork thinks are a best match for me usually aren't. So what happens as a result of that is I, as a client, I go ahead and read every single proposal, and I'm looking for certain things, just like every other client is. So this is both my experience as a client and my experience sending proposals to clients. There are 3 simple things that clients are looking for that if you meet these 3 criteria, you're going to get a response. You're going to you're going to establish the basis for a relationship with the client. So what are those 3 things? The 3 things are competence, confidence, and comfort. So 3 things the client needs. They need to feel like you are competent. That is going to lead to them being confident in you that you can get the job done, which leads to 3, comfort, them being comfortable working with you, moving forward with you to take that next step. So let's talk about how to establish these 3 things. The competence part is the first one. Before anything else happens, it doesn't matter if they feel comfortable with you, because they're not going to feel comfortable with you if it's not clear that you are competent. And if they're not confident that you are competent, then they definitely won't feel comfortable and you won't get them to move forward. So where does competence come from? Well, it starts with you focus, which we'll talk about in the next lesson. It's going to be a big part you focus. It's going to be a huge part you being someone who is drilled down within their niche, understanding their industry. But competence is going to show through your proposal in the words that you write. So all of these proposals who start with something like, I have worked with X company for 8 years and I have a bachelor's degree in blah de blah, whenever they're trying to apply for a web design job, that doesn't show me that you're competent. If you start talking about your work history at McDonald's or your degree in, health and fitness, and you're applying for a web design job, obviously those things aren't going to make me feel competent or feel like you are a competent person who can get the job done. So I'm not going to be confident in you because I haven't seen any demonstration or any signs of anything that lets me know that you can actually do this job. So the first part of competence is going to be you showing that you understand their needs. That's number 1, showing that you understand the job. You have to understand the job. If you don't understand the job, you can't be competent in that job. You have to understand it. And the way you do that is going to be by repeating some of the job stuff back to the client. You're just kind of feeding it back to them. If they say, I need a WordPress web designer to build me a 1-page website, you might say, you need a WordPress web designer to build you a 1-page website. You've literally fed them back their exact words, and you've changed one word. They said I, you said you, and you made it focused on them, right? Something as small as that can show competence. The other part of competence is going to be maybe listing out some of the past clients you've worked with who are in related industries, or past work you've done that's in a related industry, or past results you've gotten within that industry or within a related industry. Everything you do has to relate to the job that you're applying for. This is part of building a custom tailored proposal. You're really not even sending a proposal, you're sending custom tailored solutions. That's what it comes down to. And whenever you start showing past clients you've worked with or past results you've gotten in that industry, that is going to help you prove your competence. But if you don't have those things because you are new to Upwork or you're new to this whole freelance thing, then it's enough to at least repeat back what the client needs based on, what they said they need. Just feed it back to them. And then we'll get into some different tactics and stuff later on that's going to help you out further, such as asking questions, clarifying questions, so that you get them to expand on what they need. They're still going to feel like you are competent. So if you use YouFocus, if you feed back their own words to them, and if you ask questions, they're going to feel like you are a competent person. So it's not always about whether you have experience in the gig or the job that they need done, let me put it this way. Competence isn't defined by what you've done in the past. Competence is defined by if the client feels like you are someone who can get this job done. So it doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter if you've never done this. I picked up a web design client recently, and I've never built, no, I take that back. I built one website for a client, and that project, I don't even remember how that project, it's been years ago. So I don't have that as a reference. I don't know what the client did with that website. I didn't use it to sell a new website, but I sold one the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have any proof to back up what I had done. They came to me for copywriting. We started talking about websites, and then I started asking them questions about what they wanted, where they were going, what they needed, and soon enough, I sold an $8,000 website. And the reason that was possible without any portfolio of web design is because I kept it focused on them. I repeated back and fed back what they needed, and then I asked them questions to show that I was waiting, I would get answers from them, and then we would move forward one step at a time, and I was competent enough to get the job done. So they gave me that job, and that's how it works. Why? Because once they feel competent, they feel you are competent, then that gives them confidence that you can actually do this thing. And the more confidence they have, the more they're going to start to relax and feel comfortable with you. So all of these proposals people write, where they're either writing a template or they're trying to use sales copy to sell this person, direct sales copy, it doesn't work because the client doesn't feel like you've addressed their needs. They don't feel you're competent, therefore they don't feel confident in you, and that leads them to feel uncomfortable moving forward with you. They don't even want to interview you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to see anything else from you, because if you can't at least demonstrate in the basic sense that you are a competent freelancer, then they have no confidence in you, and therefore they're not going to feel comfortable with you, which is going to lead to them not hiring you or not interviewing you. So that's what we're going to be establishing over the next several lessons. We're going to get into the influence and persuasion modules, where I'm actually going to break down some of this stuff for you with a lot of examples. We're going to get example centric, example heavy, and I'm going to show you different tactics, techniques, and just different cool things you can use that is going to help you prove your competence, so that they will feel confident in you, so that they will ultimately feel comfortable moving forward with you and taking that next step. That's all I've got for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.